Okay, Jax, this is for you. It goes like this. Goes a little something like this. Busted flights in Baton Rouge, waiting on a train. I was feeling as faded as my jeans. Robbie saw to this land just before the rain, and rode us all the way to New Orleans. I put on my boots and my dirty red bandana. I was playing the song while Bobby sang. Windshield wipers like in town. Bobby sang. We sang every song and Daddy knew. Freedom's just another fun. Nothing left to lose. Nothing. It's nothing if it ain't free. Yeah. Oh, feeling good was as long when we sang the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bob and Mackie. And then Kentucky coal mines to the California sun. Yeah, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. It goes la 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 la. Bobby McGee, yeah. La da 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 da. Yeah, I don't know all the words to that. How about? Yeah. What? Hey. Good man, thanks. I'll be out in a minute. I'm recording my guitar. All right. Neighbor pizza. Okay, here we go. How about? How about this? Fight this battle. call home. What I meant to say was my privacy is repeating in my head. If I can't be my own, I'd feel better dead. Oh yeah, alright, feels good inside. Flip on the telly, wrestle with Johnny. Somebody's going to find my eyes, and I say, this world is a rose on a way for me to take a pull every day. I just learned that Weezer song last night. That was the first time I've actually played and singed it. That was 10 minutes. That was like forever. Nobody probably watched this, but it was just a little bit of practice. Check out my nice Dean. I got this the other day, about $300. I got a case with it though. Acoustic, electric. I don't use the electric, but it's a thing available, I guess. I don't know much about it. If anyone knows anything, and if anybody wants to jam, I've never jammed with anybody. I don't know chords, the names of them. I don't know how to read music. I have a lot to learn. I'm trying to learn, but I'm trying to learn new songs every day. instead of playing the old ones over and over, because I've mastered some. Maybe I'll do a video of that. Alright, peace. Love y'all. Go commit that random act of kindness until it's not random. It becomes habitual, and then you'll be a kind person, and you'll attribute to society in that way. That's what I'm doing, you know. I'm not here to collect money, monopoly money, and become a big corporation, which everybody basically is a corporation. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm collecting soul tokens. If you don't know what that is, it's a concept I first heard from an author named Matt McKinley, who wrote A Reality Frequency. He has a YouTube channel called Quantum of Conscience. I'd recommend it. I would recommend that channel. I'd recommend Lavette. She's an alchemical astrologist. I would recommend VAT City, VAT City. He's really cool, very smart, talks about the symbiotic world simulator that they've had for years now. All kinds of random things. Eric Dubé, research flat earth. Sorry, I'm sorry. I tried to debunk it. I tried to debunk flat earth. I couldn't. I fucking realized we're on a stationary flat earth. And we're not moving. Everything around us is moving. Okay, the sun is not 93 million miles away. Okay? The moon is not 400 times smaller than the sun, but yet 400 times further away, so they appear the exact same size. NASA is the greatest deception agents in the fucking world. And they are Hollywood. Hollywood and NASA is the same thing. And the Nazis, Operation Paperclip, they are the Nazis. And our government was infiltrated. And basically Lincoln, and this is hard to hear, we've all heard Lincoln's a hero. Well, he took private slavery and turned it into corporate slavery. So he made everyone a slave to the government. But as long as you know you're a sovereign individual and you're a divine creation and you're made in the image of God, because all maritime Admiralty Law, any kind of court, mostly Article 1 courts, Nisei Prius courts, whatever, they're biblical law, reflection of a biblical law. That's how it started out. There's civil law, there's all these different laws, but basically there's common law, which it's common sense. There's civil law, which is just a crazy reflection, million things, and then there's natural law, and that trumps everything. Okay, the law of the land trumps everything. If you state that you're a sovereign individual created in God's image and your only authority is God, because my only authority is God, no one can get between me and God. Government is below that. Government works for me. Government works for us. They're here for us. They're not, it's not a tyranny. And democracy is not a good thing. I mean, we've been brainwashed. We've been indoctrinated. You don't understand how deep the deception goes. It's crazy. If you don't have a strong foundational belief system to land back on, once you realize everything's a lie that you've been programmed, it's going to be a shock. So you got to step softly and carry a big stick, I suppose. I don't know. But once you walk out into the public realm, it's a different realm. But it doesn't matter where you go. The King James Bible, whether you're spiritual, religious, or not, or atheist, or scientist, or anything, the King James Bible is showing us exactly how to live. And Jesus in the New Testament shows us, that's why it was written. It shows the human being who has eyes to see and ears to hear how to live in a world of commerce without participating in the matrix. Jesus is us, okay? Christ consciousness. We read what Jesus did. He is our inspiration. Followers of Christ. We don't have to worship him and obey him and go to church. That's the corporate. That's the corporate. The death cult. Don't do that. I would strongly recommend stay away from corporate churches, which, sorry, gross. Most of them are, okay? Corporate churches. They're all registered at the New York Stock Exchange. This is all true. Mostly all courts are operating illegally. If you ever go to a court and they call your name, and it doesn't matter how you get there, if you're in court and they call your name, you stand up and you say, I'm here for that matter, but I never authorized that name you called out to be used in commerce in the corporate state of New York, whatever, the corporate state of blah, 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 the corporate state of New York. I never authorized that name you used to be used in commerce with the corporate state of New York. Is there a verified claim before the court? Has everyone been sworn in? As soon as you say these things, they're going to panic. Their glasses are going to fall off. They're going to cough. They're going to twitch. They're going to try to ignore you. They're going to try to keep telling you these claims and all this stuff. And you stick to your guns. Say as little as possible, but you say, I'm here for that matter, Your Honor. But I never authorized that name you called out to be used in commerce with the corporate state of New York. Because it's a maritime admiralty law and they're operating illegally. When you go to your arraignment process, is there representation and due process? No. Is anyone sworn in before the court? No. Do they even have redressability? No. Is there a verified claim before the court and a bond and you have your right to efface your accuser right then and there? And if they don't have any of that, they're actually committing a felony. Okay, Article 15, Section 241 and 242 in the Uniform Code of Military Justice, or Uniform Code of Commercial Conduct, UCC, whatever. This is the law. It's Article 15, Section 241 and 242. Deprivation of rights under color of law and intimidation. And if you have to go to court and if they demand you to approach the bench, you can say, I will approach the bench under threat, coercion, and under duress. And you approach the bench and you tell them, I think you have me mixed up with someone else. I'm not an enemy of the state. I think you have the wrong idea because I am a sovereign individual. I'm a sovereign man. And then you need to ask for a leave of court so you can have ample time and research to go over the questions and the claims that they have against you. And then when you leave, you just write on a piece of paper, I, James Shepard, or your name, being one of the people of the United States, declare that the corporate state of New York has greatly overreached their jurisdiction and they have no jurisdiction over me, and sign it. Make 2 copies if you have the wherewithal and the freaking intestinal fortitude, right? Give one to the judge, give one to the prosecutor so you're not ambushing the prosecutor, and then the burden of proof is on them, and then they're just going to dismiss your case. You know, they'll intimidate you. They might throw you in jail for a couple of days, but they have to they'll let you go, and they'll never want to see you again, because if you let them know you know these things. But see, you can't just say what I said. You can't just repeat this. What I would do is I would go to Crow 777. There's another one, okay? Episode 111, 112, 113. I think there's 3 in a row. Alphonse Faziola. There's another guy who's really good. I learned a lot of stuff from. He's a Mennonite. Man, these people are really smart. They know how the law works. And somewhere during when Lincoln did the 14th Amendment, our government was infiltrated with this federal government, and it infiltrated, and it's the British. Actually, it's the Romans. It's all Roman law. It's Roman law. It's all written in mostly Latin and there's a thing called the ignorance clause. There's all these things, but all you need to remember is due process. Most important thing, due process. And they don't give you due process, so right there you got them checkmate. But you have to study up on these things. You can't, because you have to know what to say, because they're very intimidating. Very intimidating. Nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to, you know, but they'll threaten you, but nothing they say is true. You just stick to your facts. I never authorized that name you called out, which that's not me. My name is not me. My name is an artifice. It's an artifice, all caps name. It's not me. It's a piece of paper. It's a bond of equity. Your birth certificate. You enrolled your children into the matrix, into this system, if you will, unknowingly, basically. So we are really not beholden to it, because we weren't old enough and we weren't conscious enough to make that decision. Anyway, peace and love.